Saitake Mushroom, a One Punch Man fanfiction. Let me get something out of the way real quick. This is gay porn. I just want you to know that this is gay porn. This is gay smut. I thought you would know by clicking on this, but I just want to make doubly sure that you know you're watching gay porn. You're watching a man read gay porn. I just want to make that abundantly clear if you're not already clear. All right? Okay, let's begin. Kuseno was not expecting this. That is to say, he hadn't expected it so soon. But here he was, balls deep in the object of his affection, Saitama, and he couldn't help but wonder how he got to this moment. The day started like any other. He had been working diligently in his lab as always when Genos appeared on his doorstep in pieces. He was carried in by a strapping young bald man who was none other than Saitama himself, the very man Kuseno had developed feelings for after hearing about him for so many months. Certainly he didn't expect his first appearance to be covered in oil stains, and he at least expected a proper introduction, a nice wine and dine, a nice, hey, what's up, Saitama, how you doing? So then Saitama just, he just gets balls deep in him. But it couldn't be helped. The two exchanged their greetings quickly, and Kuseno set to his repairs. Finally, when Genos was in his recovery state, Kuseno had his chance to lay on his moves. The first comment that I imagine is someone telling me, Brennan, stop fucking pronouncing Japanese names wrong. I'm sorry. I'm from the Midwest. I live in the Midwest. I'm not from Nihon. I'm not from the land of sunshine. I can't pronounce these fucking anime names correctly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing shit left and right. Go back into your fucking weeb hovel and read some more mango. It's good jokes. Good joke. That was a really good joke. I regret saying that. Can I take that back? Can I take back me saying mango? Because I really want to. We're just gonna take that back. We're just gonna keep going on and pretend I never said go back into your weeb hole and read some more mango. Because that's just stupid. Nobody says that anymore. Nobody does that. Who the fuck does that? No, nobody does. But it couldn't be helped. The two exchanged their greetings quickly, and Kuseno set it to his repairs. Finally, when Genos was in his recovery now I can't speak. Now I'm too busy thinking about mango. And what if someone made a manga out of mango? And how the fuck that would work? And if you could eat it after they put the ink in it? I have so many questions. So many questions that can't be answered because I'm reading a fucking dirty fanfiction and I gotta focus on that. But I'm gonna get back to the story. I know. I'm doing it. Kuseno had his chance to lay on his moves, and lay on his moves he did. Saitama seemed very receptive to his, mango. Receptive to his advances, if their current situation was anything to go by. Kuseno was proud of the fact that he didn't need to use Viagra. Saitama's rippling muscles make him hard in an instant. He ran his hand up the expanse of Saitama's arched back to his shoulder and around his throat, applying gentle pressure as he thrust in with all he had. To have the most powerful man like putty in his hands like this, he almost felt young again. Saitama, he wheezed out, slowing his thrusts. Turn around for me. I want to see your face. He felt the bones along his spine creak and crackle as he pulled out for Saitama to turn. For a moment he considered whether he'd need the Viagra or not, having lost the friction. However, seeing Saitama's ironic face spurred him on. He finally felt young and desirable again. Saitama ran his hand across Kuseno's face, tracing over his malleable wrinkles with a tender love Kuseno had not known before. His wrinkly face felt pliable under Saitama's strong fingertips, similar to a ron banana. I don't think that's a good comparison for pliable. You already said putty, so I know you're reaching here for something else. Because they're like gum, like cum, like similar to cum. Please, Daddy Kuseno. Use your nose, Saitama whispered. What was that, love? Kuseno's hearing aid had let out a whine. Your nose, He turned his head to the side, a blush high in his cheeks. I want it. Son, I need you to face me. Kuseno fumbled with his hearing aid, the device screeching in protest, attempting to turn up the volume. My hearing aid is acting up. Your nose, let me put it in, Saitama shouted, turning his face back and squeezing his eyes shut. Kuseno felt his dick grow impossibly hard at Saitama's raised voice. How long had he yearned for this moment? How many nights had he found himself dreaming of this day? This shocking realization of his most private fantasy. Kuseno had always known his nose was capable of much more than sniffing. He widened his nostrils, ready for whatever was coming. This surely would be a scent to remember. Saitama teased his finger around the rim of Kuseno's nostril. Oh, did it feel divine. Long abandoned neural pathways were set alight once again as the slender digits swiped around the entirety of the ring. It was almost too much for considerably deteriorated knees to hold his frail weight, as the rate Kuseno's legs were quivering, and yet he needed more. Sunhai. The young man smirked as he tugged at the sagging cartilage. Stop your infernal teasing and get on with it. Saitama had never been one to beat around the bush. Without so much as a warning, although Kuseno's faulty hearing aid would likely have failed to pick it up, the cheeky upstart plunged his pointer fully inside the hairy cavern. He's fucking his nose with his finger. This is a very serious story with very serious things happening. Please take this smut seriously. Kuseno moaned, his entire body racked with pleasure from such a simple thing. He guided his own dick back into Saitama, filling and being filled. Kuseno paused mid-thrust, mind drifting for a moment. Did he remember to record his stories? Yes, he thought back. He had remembered. Smiling now, he continued his thrusting, harder and deeper than before. The theme tune to his favorite show played in his head as he pleasured his partner. No one told Kuseno life was going to be this way indeed, but his love life certainly wasn't dead on arrival. That's what DOA stands for, is dead on arrival. The stimulation in his nose was so much his nose hairs being fondled by Saitama's fingers, and he felt himself getting close. He wrapped his gnarled, bony hand around Saitama's member, stroking the younger man to the edge with him. Hot spurts shot out of Saitama came with a shout. Much of it landed in Kuseno's mushroom hair. Oh yeah, he's the guy with the big fucking mushroom. Kuseno's mushroom hair, dripping down into his vision. As he neared the end, the sharp sound of something snapping was heard, and a deep, sharp pain rocketed through his lower half, adding to his glorious finish as he voiced his pleasure for everyone to hear, especially for Genos in the other room. For too long, the young man had been keeping away from... Fucking mango. For too long, the young man had been keeping him away from his most beloved, even going as far as to share a room with the man. Well, I keep saying Kusemo, and it's Kuseno. Like Kuseno. Kuseno smirked. Tonight was the night of revenge. He then crumpled to floor, his length being yanked from Saitama. Genos lay crumpled in the next room, hugging his knees tight to his chest as the two most important people in his life's cries echoed in his ears. Their tryst of passion was over, and yet Genos could not stop replaying the sounds in his mind. Tears dripped down his face, staining his shirt and pants. Why didn't they invite me? He whimpered. I always thought I would have my first threesome for my 20th birthday. At least that's what that fortune cookie said. And so Genos ate his cake alone and also cried into that. The dessert was soon rendered unappealingly soggy, and thus rather unpleasant to eat. He looked down at the small trinket turtle in his hand, given to him this morning by his sensei. He gave me this turtle. A little sob caught in his throat. And all I wanted was his dick. Okay. Now I'm thinking about turtle pieces. You know, I'm pretty sure at some point in some video way back in the past I mentioned how terrifying turtle penises are. Turtle penises are fucking scary. They're probably one of the scariest fucking things in the entire universe. They're like big fucking mushrooms that they then put inside. I don't even want to know how turtle like insemination works. Like I just don't want to think about turtle sex. I am now thinking about turtle sex and I don't want to. I just wipe it away. Let's all forget about turtle sex. The turtle stared back with beady eyes, unmoved. Rather like, is it a real turtle? I thought trinket turtle. No, is unmoved, so maybe it's not a real turtle. Turtle penis. Rather like Genos' own neglected member. At least the icing on the cake tasted like cum. Cum is spelled C-U-M, not C-O-M-E. Get it right, you fucking idiot authors. Jesus Christ, come on. I'm not talking about this specific author or set of authors. I'm talking about a whole subscope of authors who don't know that cum is C-U-M. C-O-M-M-I-N-G is coming, or it's not. I don't know. I'm not a fucking English professor. I'm not a smut professor. I'm more like a smut student. I'm still learning. My trials and tribulations that I have to go through to finally get to the level that I want to be at. I have to be stronger. I have to get better. I have to become the true smut professor, the smut doctor. Not even Genos would know. The cyborg mused miserably as he replayed the screams in his mind. The very thought tore at his core. Gathering his wits, he sprung up from his spot on the floor, tossing the oily cake aside. He stomped over to the door in resolve, wrenching it open, only to be stopped by the sight in front of him. A very naked Saitama was carrying Kuseno in his arms, bridal style. The doctor's face was twisted in pain, expression partially masked by a ludicrous amount of cum. There you go, you spelled cum right there. Genos stared as it dripped through his wrinkles, following the creases of his weathered face. Saitama seemed at a loss for words for a moment. He needs help. He broke his hip. That's it. That's it. That's the end of the fan fiction. So let's jump right into the review. I had 5 out of 10. It wasn't like awful and it wasn't great. It was just kind of uninspired. I mean, if you were going for jokes there, a lot of the jokes were just kind of generic and boring. I didn't really feel a lot of sense. I did like a little bit like the all I wanted was his dick. That caught me off guard very slightly. Like that was chuckle worthy. And then the turtle was a little bit funny. But nothing in this fan fiction really touched me. And I fucking hate fan fiction. It takes a lot to touch me. But it's 5 out of 10. This is Final rating is eh. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos. There are also things. I also did read another One Punch Man fan fiction for this year's Smut Week. I'll put it up in the top right corner there. If you want to watch a video that has nothing to do with my channel whatsoever, click in the bottom left-hand corner. If you want to buy shirts and shit, that's in the top left-hand corner. And I also have a Patreon because I'm fucking garbage and I can't speak words. I also have a Patreon because I'm fucking garbage, and that's in the bottom right-hand corner. All right, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably play video games and cry. Sounds good. That's like everybody's evening anymore. That's the 2016, the evening, the millennial hour. I'm going to go do that. Bye.